Today we're talking The Testaments, episode 4. Welcome to Screens in Focus. I'm Diana. Sam is here. Hi, Sam. How's it going?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. I am so excited to talk about this episode because it was just as powerful as the first 3 episodes. Agnes, Daisy, Becca, each of them hit in a different way this episode, which we'll explore. But of course, I do want to start off with our question of the day. And that is, would you rather know the truth and danger or be safe but completely unaware? So Sam, think about that. Friends out there, think about that. We're going to answer that later on in the episode. I just named 3 pivotal threads in this episode, and there's so many others. So what struck you about this episode?
Just how normal everything is for the girls. They're acting like they're going to this tea and they're gonna impress the aunts and all this stuff. And it's just so because we know the truth, we know what's happening under the perfect, under the surface. And it's in the intro, Daisy's talking about how beautiful things are in Gilead, and we see the baked goods. Those looked so good. I was
They did.
I'm gonna need a thumbprint with my coffee in the morning. And they're walking by and they see 3 people who have been hung, and the only one who's bothered by it is Daisy. They have a conversation about it. They think that she's a weak person for being bothered by that. And how they were talking about the people were just they were scum. They were trying to kill us, da 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 da. And you don't even know if that's true or not. And I just thought that was that's all I could think about throughout the whole episode was just how weird this is and how not weird they're acting.
I agree. I thought the same exact thing. I thought that initially in the first 3 episodes too, I was so right there with Daisy. Everything that she was saying was exactly how all of us felt. But then everybody else had a different reaction. And it's they're so programmed to accept things and hear what others are saying and just take that as truth when it's not. But even so, even if you take things as truth, it's hard to see hanging bodies and not have a reaction. That is so bizarre. And I agree with you. The beginning was so gorgeous and beautiful. The colors, the music, the frosting. I mean, I wanted to eat a cake right then and there. I'm like, ooh, that looks so good. And just the colors of the episode. So everything was just so bright and beautiful until it begins where the florist comes out and kind of shakes us all up as to what's really happening, because we don't know until it is revealed by a character telling us what's happening. So I do want to start with Agnes, because with the cake and chipping her tooth, she is going back to the dentist. And last week we talked about the dentist scene and how, I don't even know, gut twisting that was. And here it took it a step further. What did you think about Agnes and all of this?
As soon as I heard the crunch, I was like, no, I knew exactly what that meant. And I groaned and then was like, why are you chewing a cake? It's soft. But, and when they get to the office and everyone's just don't sorry, I'm going to back up for a second. Before they even get to the office, everyone's talking about, don't worry, you're going to be okay. And Becca and her mom are like, my husband's gonna take really good care of you. And I'm like, oh, so Becca probably has no idea that her dad's a pervert and all that stuff. And as soon as we get to the office, he calls her back and Agnes clearly does not want to go. And Daisy makes a joke about even in Gilead that they don't want to go to the dentist there. And I was like, yeah, but it's not for the reason you think. And I don't know, if I saw, I'm an adult, I have a, I'm older than all these people. So I'm if I saw my friend getting put under, they don't allow the women to be alone with any men.
Right.
Why are they allowing her to be alone with this dentist?
Yeah.
And then speaking of her tooth, Paula acted like the tooth being chipped in her back was going to prevent her from being that she was now not that now she's not
perfect.
good goods. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
bad. it had to get fixed right now, or else the high commander is not going to want to marry her. And that just made me think about that there's too much, like, these girls have a lot of pressure on them, and it's just not fair. And then at the very end, when she's like, it's time for bed, and she's like undressing, and I was waiting for it. It was almost like it was like a Chekhov's like tie shirt. Like, because in the beginning they made like a point to show us, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
I know where this is going. And my stomach just like sank, and I was just like, oh no, please don't. And that's just, who is she gonna tell? She can't tell anybody. No one's gonna believe her. It made me like, I was like grossed out. I was sad. I was super angry. Like, it made me have like a full, like, my emotions were all over the
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You had said something, you said, oh, how here, like it's here and there,
hmm
but here, how you can't go into a doctor's office, dentist's office on your own, right? There always has to be somebody uh, present, normally a woman present with you. And I'm thinking to myself, well, it's not like this world just exists like it's always existed. The way it is in Canada is the way it was all over the place, right? And
hmm
so this world became what it is. So I'm thinking to myself, it's not like you can wipe the memory of all of that away. So why would you not have someone else in the office? Or are they like, oh, everybody's so godly and what? Like what
Yeah.
made that change that they're not having somebody in the room? But or is it that, oh, men are superior, they can be trusted, or they can do whatever they want? Oh,
Probably
God.
that.
So, oh my gosh. So that's just so crazy. But with Agnes, she's starting to realize that something is wrong, but she just can't fully process it yet. And it's like she doesn't have the language or the experience or the awareness to really understand what is happening. And it's like she's entered this womanhood, and instead of being empowering, it actually makes her more vulnerable. It's crazy. I'm anticipating as we move forward with the episodes when we will see a shift in her, when
hmm
that realization will come, and what that will look like. So while this makes me so uncomfortable and feel so bad for her, um, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for it to come. So,
And I feel like if it, like, when it does come out, it's going to be like a double-edged thing, because they're going to blame her for, like, you seduced this godly man. And she's like, no, I was out. I just hope that doesn't
yeah.
happen.
Yeah. Well, what's kind of interesting is that now, as we're talking about it, that Daisy didn't think anything as she was sitting out there, because when she was sitting out there, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, is she going to say, hey, this happens, right? Because she's been exposed to more of the world.
hmm
And I I don't know. Maybe she just doesn't get that. She hasn't, I don't know, doesn't have that vibe off the dentist yet, or hasn't really been in his vicinity to notice that. Because I really thought that something was going to happen. I thought that either she was going to say, "Oh, I need to go in with her," or um, I don't know. I just thought something was going to happen. I didn't think her purpose there was to talk to Garth, although that ends up being what it really was. But I thought it was going to be something like she was going to anticipate what the dentist was going to do.
And there's even a point where, like the door is closing, and we see her face, and like her and Agnes are almost making like eye contact. So yeah, like, I really did think, like, is Daisy gonna think this is weird and
Yeah,
say, "Hey, wait a minute," and then she like
yeah,
swoops in,
yeah,
or like, but but maybe she'll talk to her about it, like, after, like, because I mean, it was like towards like the end of the episode or something. Like, maybe Agnes will approach her and say, like, you were in the house. Did anything weird happen? Did
yeah,
you hear anything? Notice anything? But then they've also taught these girls that they can't talk about that kind of stuff. So who knows if she'll actually like talk about it.
right. Well, and like I said, she doesn't probably really even know what to say since she's not
Mm-mm.
exactly sure what happened, even though she can gather those were tied up when she went about her day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine the feeling that Agnes must have gone through,
No.
realizing that, feeling so violated, like, oh my gosh, something just happened to me. Gosh, out of my control.
Mm-hmm.
And with my best friend's father. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. So Daisy, we talked about her point of view and how she realizes everything is how we would view it, and she sees those hangings. So it just kind of leveled up when she sees those hangings. So what did you think about Daisy in this episode?
I I I forget, like, how young she actually is because I thought it was strange that she wasn't already assuming that the people in Gilead were looking for Mayday, and it seems like she saw that and was like, "Wait a minute, I should be more like, I need to like, they can just come find me?" I'm like, "Babe,
Yeah.
yeah," but she's also, like, 15 or 16 or something, so of course, like, she wouldn't think that. She's, not like a jaded person, I don't think. But I really want her to be more careful. She walks into, like, the office of Mr. Mackenzie, and she looks, but I still feel like I would've, like, creeped in and been like just because, like, you don't know what's in that room. It's a big ass room, you know? But, like, she's really quick on her feet, which I really liked. I liked how
Yeah.
she quickly was like, "Oh, no, I'm here for this chocolate. I haven't had it since before I came down here." And I was wondering how she was going to get it to Garth, and I'm glad that they were able to go to, like, that it was at the dentist's office, but, um, I want her to be, like, way more careful because the front, like, office person was going, like, in and out, and, like, she wasn't being quiet because her emotions are getting the better of her as they probably would anybody who's in her
Yeah.
position, and so I think it's very easy for me to say, like, "She should calm down." Um but I thought it was also a nice thing for Mr. Mackenzie not to, like, get mad at her. He shows her kindness, and he didn't really have to. Not that I think he's a good guy, because I know he's not, but he didn't have to be that way with her. So I was pretty happy with that. And then, like, at the very end, like, I wonder if there was a reason, when she goes to put on her, like, headset, she really like, the thing said that this is a message for, and then it cuts out, and I wonder, like, what that means, and like, the ending of her in the bathroom, like, crying into her, like, towel or whatever is just heartbreaking. The actress is doing a phenomenal job, I think, though.
I think so too. I'm so glad that you said that. I realized that the episodes that we talked about last week, I didn't even bring up how these performances are really hitting me. And I
Mhm,
think that because I had brought up how Chase Infinity is playing Agnes, and I had seen her in one battle after another and how she was so good in that. But Daisy here, Lucy Halliday, she is so good, like so good. Like I believe her like 110%. Like I'm right there with her. And
mhm.
I just think she's doing such a good job in this role, and I will look to see what else she's doing because I just think she's pretty phenomenal. So I really enjoyed seeing her, and yeah, and the way that um, she's being undercover in Mayday, and how she snoops in Commander McKenzie's office and sees that Japanese writing on the chocolate. It was just I guess it's letting us know that Gilead is bypassing international sanctions to form alliances, which, whoa, that's like opening up a whole new world. And I also think that how you had mentioned she was screaming into that towel,
Mhm.
um, because I think everything's hitting her and she's feeling so alone. She wants to get out. She really can't because Garth tells her, look, this might be our only chance. You're going to have to do this. And I mean, I was right there with her. It's like, get me the hell out of here. I mean, I don't even know if I could trust you guys. You guys aren't doing what I expected you to do. And wait, one more thing. Oh, it cutting out. I think it malfunctioned or something happened. I don't know if it's in real time or if it's a recording, but either way, she doesn't have the answers because it's not on the on there. So now she's like kind of left to her own devices, which is pretty scary. And then I thought to myself, what if something happens to Garth and then she has like no one?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, so when they were at the florist, I almost called it an office, the shop, I was kind of surprised that the florist knew who Daisy was.
Yeah.
And I guess I was just thinking that maybe because they hadn't, I don't know, I feel like that's like something you wouldn't, because she's so close, she's like in it,
Yeah.
that may be like a person you wouldn't want to like everyone to know about, because like she's like she could like get like really hurt or something. And we find out that the florist is killed later on, which I was just like, girl, please keep it together a little bit. But once again, that's easy for me to say. I'm not the one who's you know, in her position.
Yeah. So Becca, I want to talk a little bit about Becca because I want to know if you saw that coming, the feelings that she was feeling with Agnes as they were doing that dance, that started to come through for me. But did you notice it in the previous
I did.
episodes? Okay.
Yeah, because she was looking at Agnes a little too in like a loving way. And I just feel really bad for her, because like being queer is, yeah, it must be hard. You can't even exist if you're queer in that area, because they call people like her like a gender traitor. And it made me just feel so bad for her, because she's being forced in something she already doesn't want to do. And now she has these feelings of, not wanting
Yeah.
to be with a commander. And it's just the that poor girl. I don't know, like, it's gonna come out in some way probably, and that just makes me like really nervous for her.
Yeah, it does. I thought that moment was, well, thank you for always noticing these things and for knowing everybody's names. That's key because I'm just watching it, emotionally watching it. And for some reason, um, I don't know, maybe I just took it as a look, or maybe I thought, oh, there's an inkling, but I feel like this really cemented how she felt about her because the way that she looks at her touching her arm and the slow motion of it all. And wow, it was just like, man, I think you're super special, or I love you, or whatever it is, this connection that we're feeling. But it was interesting because Agnes felt so innocent, like this is my like good friend, like I love you, but like in a friend way. And it's so funny, like how these looks to me can be conveyed that way. One is so loving, like I want to be with you, you are my world, and the other one's all like you're my best friend. I can, I have so much fun being with you. So I mean, that's how I was feeling in that moment when they were dancing with each other. But that for Becca, it adds that emotional risk uh, because it is her heart on the line for something that cannot exist in this world.
Hmm.
And when I heard that wife say gender traitor, I'm like, did she just say what I thought she said? I'm like, oh my gosh, it was so. And I think Daisy had to just take it, again, like she has been, just like, you know, not pay attention to what is being said. Just like when she was like shocked that is it what's her name? Miriam?
Hmm.
Uh with the whole tea thing. So I mean, it's just like she's so good. I swear, Daisy's so good at reflecting what we as an audience are probably feeling. So but I'm wondering with Becca if how do I want to say this? I don't know how I want to say this, but do you think that she will continue to be her best friend, love her, and be her ally? Or do you think that Becca could flip at some point? I don't know. I have this weird feeling like I feel like she loves her, but then if I don't know, I'm not sure how I feel about their friendship. I should say that.
I think I think one of two things will happen. I think either Agnes will figure out that Becca has feelings for her and she will reject her, and maybe not the best way because it might take her off guard, and she might, that's like, a huge no-no in their world, so she doesn't want to be caught with all of that. And I wonder if Becca will be offended by that and then be afraid that Agnes is going to tell a person about her. So she might make up like a lie about her. I'm afraid it's going to blow up their friendship, and I don't know how. But I really hope Agnes doesn't let that ruin their friendship. But I think it might, just because of her indoctrination into she was taught to think that those things are not okay. But then we see her with more humanity, with her her house staff. She's really nice to Rosa. She's good to all the Marthas and things like that. So maybe she'll handle it better than I think, but I don't know.
I feel like I don't know Becca well enough yet. I wonder, Becca loves Agnes, but if something, if let's say Agnes flips, which I think she's going to at some point, still going to have her back or not. That's the part of the friendship I don't, or her love for her, I don't know yet. I'm not secure in that. Will she be like, no, I love her and she's my best friend. I'm going to always be here for her emotionally or however. Or is it oh, you've changed, you've turned, and also you don't really love me because, I don't know. I feel like Becca could go either way, even though I don't know what's giving me that feeling. It's just somehow the way that she looked at her, it was like, I love you, but there was in her eyes to me, there was just something, just a vibe that I was getting. So I don't know if it's a real vibe or not, and then we'll find out, I guess.
And I just hope it's not if I can't have you, then no one can have you.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where maybe poor Garth is gonna get caught up in it, because I hate whenever Agnes gets kind of happy to Daisy, you shouldn't look. And Daisy, a minute before that, was talking about how I'm afraid of getting caught and being killed in the street, and she's over there being horny. And it's just the opposite.
That, yeah. Okay, we're already starting to talk about other characters. So tell me who stood out to you, or who do you want to talk about next?
So I want to talk about the poor girl who stumbled, poor Miriam, and Paula caused that. She tripped her, and I don't know how anyone didn't see that. And I like how there's always within the people, there's always a hierarchy of just stuff, you want to marry a high commander, but you don't want to marry the high commander that runs the colonies, because that's lesser than.
Right.
And I just thought it was so strange that there's but I feel poor Miriam, I feel because she stumbled, which is such a stupid thing,
I know.
It didn't make her not perfect. It didn't mess anything else up. Her tea still got served. And I just felt really bad for her. And then speaking of tea, Jehoshaba seems like a real peach. She's a lot. She gets mad at her Martha for making the tea too light, and the Martha shockingly talks back to her. And I was like, oh, that's brave, because Jehoshaba does not seem she's very prim and proper, and her mom's that way too. And but it feels like that behavior is more acceptable than stumbling. They would rather you belittle the help than you make a mistake yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I just hated that, because that poor Martha did nothing wrong. But
yeah, I thought Paula, when she did that, I thought, were you trying to eliminate the competition so that your daughter looked the best, even though you're not the greatest to your daughter? So it's such a...
Her daughter's an extension of her, though. So even if she doesn't care for the daughter, it's well, that's still a part of me, so I need her to have the best.
Yeah, I need her to have the best, which will probably serve me in some way in the future. So, oh my gosh, Paula. And she's already has the most power out of all of them. So she's already there, and she's like, I'm not letting anybody get in my way. My daughter's going to have the
skirt steak and
yeah, everything else. And it's funny because she's the one who got the porcelain doll. Was it a bride or what
Yeah.
was it? Oh, it was a bride.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it was one figurine, but I didn't know which one it was. But yeah, so she will marry first.
Hopefully. Or
Yeah.
not. Hopefully.
Yeah. So I think that's, well, yeah, I guess possibly. I mean, maybe she'll get her pick first. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I don't think she gets a pick. I don't think she
Or
gets a
not
say.
her pick, but her first, whatever it is. But then they had that like bounty or whatever you want to call it from everybody. So is everybody like pitching themselves to her? I don't get it. I thought maybe they were just, I don't know how it works yet. I don't know.
They're like a suitor. They have to come over with like a bunch of gifts. So they have like a favor with like the 15-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like how in Bridgerton.
Oh, yeah.
Except for not like Bridgerton.
No. Can you imagine if like, who that like crossover? Trying to think like who could like handle the people and be like, no. I know who I want Agatha to go over there and just be like, and put them in all their places. Her and the queen.
Yeah. That would be funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the queen. Oh my goodness. Someone else I wanted to bring up, and you had brought them up, was a Commander Mackenzie. Because when Daisy goes in, he's all kind of like, what are you doing here? Or what are you looking for? And his voice was like, oh God, oh my God, what's going to happen? But then Daisy's able to come in with, say something right away that totally makes sense. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so quick, thank God. But he kind of changed his tune. And I'm like, wait, are you someone that can be trusted? Why do you care what your daughter is feeling, which I think is a great thing because it just doesn't feel like it's in this world very much. So I have like this inkling of like, oh, you're interesting, right? You're interesting. So we'll see where this takes us. So
I feel like though, Commander Waterford also had moments where he was really nice, or he was like,
okay,
like he was nicer to June.
True.
But I feel like, yeah, like I feel like maybe because she's like a kid, he might have been like, she already looks terrified to me, and she didn't do anything really wrong, so maybe he's not like the worst. But if he's the highest commander or whatever, has the most power, he's definitely not a good guy. Do we know how his wife died?
No,
Tabitha?
I don't know that we know. No.
Wonder if Paula did it. That's what I'm.
That's a good thought.
Yeah.
Poisoning her with tea or something. I don't know what it was. Oh my gosh. All right, let's talk about the themes or anything else worth mentioning.
A thing that really stood out to me was like power and control. Because like the women in Gilead don't really have any power, but if they have a power for a husband, they gain a little power as a result. But it's really only to like influence the other wives and the Marthas and that kind of stuff. But I mean, it's any like if that's the only thing that you can do to protect yourself, then I guess go for it. But it still isn't all that much power, and they're very much controlled. Like just the whole getting like the tea thing was just so controlled and so staged. I still want a cake though. But and then like with like power and control though, like I also was thinking about like appearance versus reality, because like the world of Gilead's beautiful. They talk about having clean air, they've got all this other stuff, but it's extremely ugly underneath, and like it's controlling and restrictive. They still are having issues with like having babies. Like the one wife, Mrs. Judd, she, I think they don't tell you like how many times she's miscarried, but like the one holdup was like, oh, you're further along this time, and then they all were like, you can't talk like that. So like it just made me
Mm,
like that it's even though like the air is cleaner and all that kind of stuff, they're still having like issues with like the birth rate because they can't use like the handmaids anymore, I guess. Um, and then I was thinking about like the like forbidden failings because those are just like going all like they're just around a few people. We have um we have Becca's feelings for Agnes, which she's not really allowed to have. And then we have Agnes's feelings for Garth. And Mrs. Judd like asked him to read that card. I
yeah.
don't know if it was for like her benefit, if it was for Agnes. I don't really know who, it was for all of us maybe. And then like when she catches Daisy who's looking at Garth, and Agnes assumes it's for like a sexual reason, but Daisy just really has to talk to him about like the
Hmm.
chocolates that she found. And I just thought that I'm gonna be like, girl, you're the one who's like you're eyeing him, not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that? Isn't there a saying? It's like if you point your fingers, there are four more pointing back at you or something. Like I feel like that's exactly like it's what like Agnes or what Daisy should have like talked to or had said to Agnes.
So I think we had talked about the hangings, and I think that what I saw was this normalization of harm because it was so unsettling how normalized everything is. And there's the hanging and there's the pressure and the way that the girls talk, and it's just a part of everyday life. Um, I just found that so shocking, and so I think that's why we watch because we're like, how can you think this? How can you believe this? And so it keeps us watching, and also the pressure and the performance of everything. Everything feels like a test. The tea party and how the girls act and what they say and constantly being evaluated. I mean,
Hmm.
that's so much pressure. We saw, just like with Miriam, I mean, she breaks down after tripping. And of course, Daisy's reaction is like, what happened? What happened? And they tell her,
Hmm.
she's all, that's it? That's all? Okay. But
NBD, yeah.
yeah. So, anyways, it's just so interesting to watch all of this. All right. What character is standing out to you in this episode?
I want to say Aunt Lydia. Just because I like how she was like she had her own table with her own teapots and all the rest of the aunts were like just like in like other tables, and she yelled at Aunt Vidala for talking too much, and basically like she was like monologuing, and like Aunt Lady just wanted some cake, and I was like that's which like got such a power move too, and like you see
Yeah.
like the look on like Aunt Vidala's face. She did not appreciate that. And I think too, like Aunt Vidala, she seems to be like stricter of the aunts. Like she's I don't know. But yeah, I just thought that like Aunt Lydia just being in the background, just being like was kind of funny. And like
Yeah.
cause I feel like she's the one who like who makes the ultimate like decision on who marries who. So she just needs to be like in the background to like observe and report.
I liked seeing her in this episode, but we didn't get too much of her yet. So I'm kind
Mm-mm.
of waiting for her to show her colors, I guess. But I'm Daisy's the one who stood out to me and who I connected with the most. I loved her narration throughout all of this because she would tell you the truth, but then she would sprinkle in her teenage isms. So I felt like you were reading a diary entry, like a regular diary entry, because she swore so much in it, which sounded like a regular teenager. And at one point, she just wanted McDonald's, and
I
it was
know.
hilarious, right? And it was like, it's almost like you're screaming at sometimes, like you're like, oh, this feels so normal. And then, like, fuck,
Yeah.
it's like, ah, So, yeah, so it was, I just really kind of connected with her, but also I'm thinking this Commander McKinsey, I'm just hoping that somehow he ends up being, I hope he just, I don't know. It's just interesting. I find it interesting whether he's ends up helping them in any way, or if he ends up being, like you said, kind of like how Waterford was. You think he's might be a little bit kind, but really he's not. And it's like, what does that turn out to be? So either we're going to hate him. I hope we either hate him or we like him, right? So we're going to see. But will he end up being like Commander Lawrence, who I loved in The Handmaid's Tale?
His ending made me so sad.
I know. The ending made me sad. And it's so funny because first you're like, oh, he's a good guy. And then he would do something. You're like, wait, is he a good guy? He's doing this. And then you're like, wait, what? Well, But then he always ended up coming through in the end, even though he wasn't the perfect guy. He was the better of all the guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the end, it's like, oh, he ended up doing
He's doing
what
the
he
right
should
thing.
have. The right
Yeah.
thing. That's right. The right thing. So anyway, I'm wondering where this Commander Mackenzie is going to be. Is it going to be lean toward Waterford, lean toward Lawrence, lean toward who? I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see him as it goes on. I do also want to mention how that ending scene in this episode, how we see the realization of what happens to Agnes, what is revealed to her, what has happened, and her reaction to that. And we also see the reaction of what happens to Daisy, her reaction to being lost, having that connection, kind of being on her own, possibly because she doesn't have direction from Mayday. So, in saying that, I do want to talk about the question of the day and answer that. So, the question of the day is, would you rather know the truth and be in danger, or be safe but completely unaware?
I would want to know. I think my husband and I talk about this a lot because of our political climate. There are plenty of people who have no idea what's happening in the world and they are happier for it probably, but the world's not a happy place, and I would rather know the truth of it all so I could just make a better informed decision. And then protect myself too, because just because you're safe and unaware doesn't mean you're not going to get caught in crossfire and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I would rather know the truth.
Yeah, I think it's so hard though, like you just said, because sometimes feels better, feels less anxiety to not know the truth and just go along your way. I agree with you. I think I would want to know the truth. At least I think I do. You think you do, or mostly the truth, and be in danger, even though it's hard. It's like, because somehow if you aren't aware, you're going to become aware. And then how will you deal with it? So you might as well be aware the whole time and figure it out and know your next step. So,
That, and I feel like just because you're unaware of it doesn't mean that the danger is going to go away. So it's still there, and it's going to hit you one day because it's going to hit everybody
yeah.
at some point. So I'd rather just be able to prepare myself when it does hit me. But it is hard though, because I would like to not be aware of anything and just go about my day and think sky is blue, grass is
Yeah.
green, world's great.
Well, and even in saying that, there are a lot of things that we aren't aware of, right? Because there's too many things for us to be aware of. And then something else gets brought up and you're like, wait, I had no idea that was the case. And so there's still a lot of stuff that we aren't aware of because we can only put our attention to so many things at one time. So I guess you could look at it that way too, right? There's just so many things to be aware of. So yeah. I don't know. So many things. Friends out there, what do you think? We would love to know. Would you rather know the truth and be in danger, or be safe and completely unaware? You can leave us a comment wherever you're listening or watching. You can go to our social media and get there by going to screensinfocus.com, getting to our social media and leaving us a comment, or you can call us. That number is in our show notes along with our website. We'd love to hear from you. Before we get to our TV and movie recommendations, I do want to say, do you have any thoughts about what's coming up? Are you anticipating anything in the Testaments?
Ooh, that's a very good question. I'm actually really excited for the Commander's Ball. It's coming up, I think, next episode. I'm excited for that. Uh, but no, I actually don't. I'm going into this like a blank slate pretty much. I think
Yeah.
because like I haven't read any of the books, so I don't even know like, and anything seems possible.
Yeah.
Um yeah, yeah, I don't think I'm just looking forward to the ball. I love a good dance.
Yeah, me too. That's true.
I want to see the outfits.
Well, I want to know what her selection is because I don't know what it's going to be. I just hope it works out for her. And I'm just like anticipating. So please, I don't know. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for her. I hope that Daisy gets connected again to Mayday somehow. Yeah, and seeing more of Aunt Lydia, see what happens with her. So
Cause she's got some things up her sleeve. I don't know that the Aunt Lydia like years ago would like yell at like an ant like that in a commander's house just to tell her to just to tell her to shut up so I can eat my cake. Like
yeah,
there's something yeah. But I think like she's more human maybe, which
yeah,
she's still a bad person for the most part, but um yeah, I'm curious to see what happens with her. I want to know what the commander from the colonies looks like because I feel like they
yeah,
made a point to talk about that. So maybe like we'll get to see him. Um, we'll see. But
yeah.
I'm just excited. I don't know how many more episodes we have left. We have 10 episodes.
Okay.
So
Do
we've got 4 more.
yeah.
Wait, nope. We have 6 more. I can count.
Cool. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad that gives us enough to see what happens next. All right. Well, come back next week as we break down the next episode, but we do have TV and movie recommendations for you. Sam, share with us what you've been watching.
I've been watching Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus. It's really good. We're in season 2. Scarpetta, which is on Amazon Prime. It has Nicole Kidman and a bunch of other people in it. That's really fun. It's like a true crime thing. I'm watching Euphoria.
Well, go ahead.
I I I don't even know. I was late to the game, so I watched it after like everyone else had watched it, and I was like, it can't be that bad, or it can't be that weird, or it can't be whatever people are saying. And it's every bit of what people say. It's just wild, and I don't know what's gonna happen next, and I don't know. Are you watching it?
Well, I started this current season. You're talking about the current season, right? Okay. I started it, and the first half of it, which I'm not going to give anything away, but the first half of it with Rue was interesting to me. But then I don't know. I don't even think I finished the first episode because I realized I had to go watch something else. And so I'm like, I'll be back. And I haven't been back yet. So you could tell that it didn't pull me in the very first episode. Now, was there more than one episode put out?
I
No,
don't think
only
so.
one.
I think it was just
Okay.
the one. Yeah.
And so I don't know how I feel about it yet. It wasn't like I just was wanting, I think, more than what it was giving me at the moment. So that's what I was feeling, but I don't. And you know what I accidentally did? I went and watched the episode from the previous season by accident. And as I was watching it, I'm like,
This looks familiar.
well, they had Angus in it. I'm like, oh my gosh,
Oh,
they're showcasing Angus in this one too. And I'm watching it and watching it, watching it. I'm like, wait, this looks familiar. This looks familiar. Wait, didn't this happen? Are they just recreating this to bring us up to speed? And then I realized I was watching the wrong season. I'm like, wait, because I'm going to tell you right now, Angus was like why I wanted to watch all the time. Loved him, his character, his performance, him on social media talking about the episode. I don't know if you're aware of that, but he would do
mm,
that. And
no.
I would see him and I would love seeing his reactions to the episode, what was happening. So it was really cool. And I'm just so sad
I was so sad
what
when he
happened.
died.
Yeah, that happened to him, that he died. But yeah, so anyway, so Euphoria is out there, yes, but I can't report on it too much yet. I want to say one more thing. So in the Testaments, the scene between the dentist and Agnes, in the book supposedly is really graphic. And
Oh.
an article I read said they didn't go full on euphoria on the in this on screen. They said, I'm really glad they didn't. I'm glad they left it basically to people's thoughts as to what happened. So apparently
Yeah.
in the book, it goes much deeper. I just had to say that because I thought it was funny that this article brought up euphoria in speaking about the testaments.
Yeah. Because Euphoria is crazy.
It is crazy.
Speaking of crazy, I'm also watching Margot's Got Money Troubles, which is on
Yeah.
Apple TV. It is so fun. Elle Fanning is hilarious. I love Nick Offerman's character. You pop a baby on him, and all of a sudden I want a baby. I'm like, that's really cute. Like Nick Offerman's so adorable with it, and the story is fun. Like she's, no, I didn't expect like to like it as much as I did. I think. Um,
I
and
watched it too because you had reminded me. I think I
mhm.
saw it in passing and then you reminded me. And then I saw everybody that was in it. And Michelle Pfeiffer is in here. Did you watch Madison? The Madison? It's on Paramount Plus. She's in the Madison and it's really good. It's a Taylor Sheridan show and it's her and Kurt Russell and she has a family and some tragedy happens and it's her
I've heard
reaction.
of it.
She's like amazing in that. Okay. So a little bit of history. I've always been a Michelle Pfeiffer fan. Back in the day, she did so many things that I followed, loved, watched. And then she kind of took a little bit of a break, not a break, but she wasn't in as many things. Well, all of a sudden she was in the Madison and now she's in this and they're completely well, not completely, but they're different characters because in the Madison, she's so, I don't know, grounded and just a good mother and wife and all this. And here she just the way her hair is, the makeup that she has, the way that she acts,
Her
and
outfits,
yeah, her
yeah.
outfits. I'm like, I love you, Michelle Pfeiffer, because you can be that over there and this over here, and you are killing it. Like, I believe you. You're so good. So I'm just loving her currently in these two shows that are coming out this year. So and Elle Fanning also, I listened to her on Smartless. She's so cool. Like she's like somebody you'd want to like hang out with. And I
Mhm.
also saw her in Predator Badlands and she was really good in that too. And she just I do like her in this. I think it's a good portrayal. And I love
Mhm.
everybody else that's in it. Greg Kinnear's in it. You mentioned Nick
Yeah.
Offerman is in this. So everybody's really good in this. So I'm liking it so far. Sorry, I'm liking it so far too.
And then for movies, I watched it's Pretty Lethal. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it. I don't know what it's about though.
So it's on Amazon Prime and it stars Uma Thurman. Crap.
Is this the ballerina thing?
It is the
Yeah,
ballerina one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's essentially these
that's
five
right.
ballerinas. They're in Romania and they have to kind of
Yeah,
work together to take
yeah.
down like a crime like organization. And it's really dumb, but like I shouldn't say dumb. It's very fun and I really enjoyed it. They talk about how if we're ballerinas, we can do anything. And that's mentioned like three or four times, but it's like, no, like you guys are athletes and you're badass. So yeah, I believe you. And then I watched a documentary called Victim slash it's Suspect. And it came out in 2023, so it's a little bit older, but it's on Netflix and it's about I want to say there's at least four people in the documentary. It's four women who were charged by the police with making a false like rape accusation, even though it was true. It was just how the cops like handled it, how they pressured the girls, but and all this stuff. And it's like an hour and a half or something, but it's like fascinating and it's also really sad and it made me really angry as well.
Uh,
But I do highly recommend it because it's that kind of stuff happens and
yeah,
yeah, got to bring it down for a second.
yeah.
I should have started with that, and then I should have ended on on Pretty Lethal.
Well, Pretty Lethal Renee, who podcasts on with Screens of Focus, also watched that one too, and she really liked it. She
Mhm.
thought it was a lot of fun, and it's funny because I had watched Ballerina, the John Wick
Oh,
movie, and so we had both talked about ballerinas kicking ass on the same, on two different movies. So it was pretty funny that we brought them both up. So that's why I was aware of it, but I haven't watched it. But I watched the Pit finale on
oh,
HBO, and it was really good. And I cannot wait for the next season already. I'm like, why is it done already? Of
I
course
will
it
say,
is. Go ahead.
go ahead. I was gonna say,
No.
as a Pittsburgher, that view at the end is not possible from that hospital. They're up at Mount Washington.
Ah,
Roger and I were like, no, we have to we gotta I want to figure out where the view's from, and we just happened to be up there, and I was like, oh yeah, here it is. So I'm like,
how lovely. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, but Margot's Got Money Troubles, you talked about. We talked about that, so I'm watching that. Euphoria, I've sort of watched the first episode. But Beef season 2. So I'm a huge fan of Beef season 1. Did you ever watch this? Okay,
Mm-mm.
oh my gosh, go watch Beef. Go watch it. I am telling you, you will. It's so good. It's Stephen Yun and what's her name? Oh my God,
Ali
no.
Wong.
Yeah, Ali Wong.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it's so good. So had to watch it, this one, and I've only watched one episode, and I
This
liked
one,
it.
it's Carey Mulligan, Oscar Isaac,
Yeah, yeah.
Charles Melton, and Kaylee Spaney, I think.
Yes, yes, yes. So you know everybody that's in
I
it
do.
too.
I've got a stupid
Yeah.
memory for that. I can't remember math, but I can remember actors.
That's a great thing. But I've seen the first episode. I'm liking it. Now, it doesn't have the same feel that Beef had, because Beef was a road rage incident that starts this beef that they have with each other, and you get to see their lives. It's so good. I cannot recommend that to you enough, Sam. And anybody out there, Beef season 1 is so good. It's crazy though. It is crazy, but it's good. People go through all kinds of things to get back at someone else. So I really enjoyed it. But anyway, so it's out. And for movies, I watched The Wolfman. I hadn't seen this. This is on Prime with Julia Garner.
Uh-huh.
And I liked it. I mean, and it's not perfect. Okay, it's not perfect. But I will tell you, I was we had to keep pausing it. It's a long story, but we had to keep pausing it because of life that we were dealing with. But we kept going back. We couldn't wait. Let's go back and watch it. So we were interested. So I will
Mm-hmm.
say we were interested, and we couldn't wait to see how it panned out. So I will say that about it. So I did appreciate it. I also watched Mercy on Prime with Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson. This one is interesting because, how do I explain it? He is accused of murdering his wife, and he has 90 minutes to um, plead his case. And Mercy is the AI that is Rebecca Ferguson, and they show him, you have 98% or if you have 90 something percentile as to why you're guilty. And it shows him all the reasons, it takes back his life, like body cams, this is what you did. This is why you did it. This is how you act. These are your phone records. It has everything stacked up against him. And then he can't remember, but he doesn't think he would do that, even though he
Mm-hmm.
looks guilty. And so he has to go back and say, show me this case, show me this camera, show me this person, to help figure out the case as to, did he murder his wife or did he
Mm-hmm.
not murder his wife? So I don't want to tell you too much, but it's interesting in that regard. It is a little bit, of course, far-fetched, but that's because it does have to do with AI and all of that and how that would work. It's a futuristic way of dealing with stuff, but I did watch it. So there it is. I'd recommend it, but just don't expect it's
Too
not
much.
too much, right? Just go in and watch it, which is what I did. I didn't know that much about it, but I checked it out. If you need more recommendations, check out Screens of Focus TikTok or YouTube, because we have more there for you. Sam, thank you for joining me today and for your insights and for your recommendations.
Thank you for having me. This is just a highlight of my week. I look forward to talking with you about our favorite TV shows and movies.
I look forward to it too. So thank you so much. And friends out there, thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share it with a friend and please subscribe to screensinfocus.com. Keep watching, keep exploring, and keep those screens in focus. We will see you next time. Bye.